Well, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome. We're back. I'm back. You're back. And this is another live draw. I did this last Friday, and I got all kinds of copyright flag violations for playing music that I don't own. And sometimes you can play music you don't own if it's super old. And that is the situation I am attempting to do tonight. I'm playing some music from a very early 90s animated direct-to-video film that I fell in love with. I don't know. I think I saw it like in a gift shop somewhere, and it was playing in the background. And I was like, what is this? And it was called The Mind's Eye, and it's like super early computer-generated animation stuff. Very, very geometric, very rudimentary. But the soundtrack is great. I still love the visuals. It's, a little bit nostalgia, but I also feel like they made do with what they had, and for all intents and purposes, they made a very visually charming production. So if you ever get bored, you can search it on YouTube. It's free. The Mind's Eye. That's what it's called. Tonight, I'm going to be doing some more drawing on New Ad Day, the brand new Retail Sunshine cartoon that I'm making, which is serving as the pilot episode. So hopefully there will be more. Hello there. Samantha Roby just popped in. As always, if you feel like asking me questions, you're welcome to do that. I'll try to remind myself every now and then to check for new questions. if you're working on your own projects, I would encourage you to join me and work on your own things at the same time as I am. And it'll be like we're hanging out in the same room together. Fingers crossed that I don't anger the YouTube gods tonight. I think last week's performance, I had like 12 flags on the play. Oh, Amanda's here. About to get a job for the first time in a few years, full time. Congratulations, Amanda. Definitely be joining Patreon again. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. And yes, you can order stickers anytime. Anybody who wants to order stickers, please let me know. They're not expensive. And they're fun to get in the mail, I think, anyway. But congrats on the new job. Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm really struggling to figure out the facial features on this drawing. I'm having a bit of a moment with it. I can show you what I'm working on tonight. I'm on the next scene from where I was last time. So this is our main character of the cartoon. This is new guy. He's very optimistic and nervous all at the same time. And so tonight I am working on new guy having his first lines on camera. And he's going to be saying, "Here we go. Here we go." Voiced by Dan Sandoval. Dan Sandoval, who is playing the new guy in this cartoon. Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate it. Yesterday, I was working on a background for the previous scene, and actually, I can show you guys that. I'm not working on the background tonight, but this is the background for the previous scene that I was working on last week. So there's new guy, right there. And he's getting ready to start his first day, or his first new ad day. Yes, that is why my eyebrows kept going up and down. It's because I'm trying to figure out what I want his facial features to be. I wasn't aware anybody was paying attention to that, but yes, thank you. Probably the best drawing music ever. I'm aware it's corny. I don't care. I love it. So I ended up finishing the scene from last week, which is meaning the pencil test is done, but the pencil test is a rough draft, so I could always go back and make changes later on. So it's a difficult place to be working because the temptation is to keep working it to death, basically, to keep working it until you feel like it's right. But the problem with that is it's a rough draft. So if you keep doing that, then you never really make any movement. And so I feel like really the better way to handle it is work it till you feel like you have something that's over 90% what you want. And then if you cross 90%, just move on to the next scene. Music from tonight is from an animated film that I grew up like absolutely loving. I don't have a copy of it because I don't think they ever released it on DVD. It was just a VHS tape, and it was like made straight to video. It was never something that was, I don't think, broadcast. But it's called The Mind's Eye. It's a very early 90s computer animated thing, and I probably could show you a little bit of it. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull this up. This is The Mind's Eye. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. Very early. Came out in 1990, I guess. And like it's made up of a bunch of different sections, and each section pairs with music. and they're all different, and it's pretty cool stuff. It's really early computer stuff, so it's not going to look very refined, but there's a lot of charm in it. So anyway, I recommend it. I think it's cool. Uh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's very fun, and I just love the music from it. It's super cheesy, but it's okay. A lot of my references are from the 80s and 90s. It's a lot of the stuff that I grew up on that like left a real impression on me. So this is yet another one of those things that had left a really early mark on me. And at one point in time, I was interested in computer animation, and I actually studied it in college. And so the mind's eye came from that era where I was interested. I think it was the mind's eye that actually got me interested in computer animation. And then computer animation turned into a bunch of other stuff, and it became less about, to me anyway, it seemed less and less artistic and more math. And I was just like not interested in any of that. No math for me. Hey, that's an ad. I know the sound of that anywhere. Let's not have an ad. All right, there we go. Any tired mom drawings coming up anytime? She might show up in the background, but only briefly. I'll let you know. Who's into math? I'm glad you pursued art. We're all better with Retail Sunshine. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you for that, Amanda. Thank you very much. I was very unsure for a while if I was even going to keep Retail Sunshine going. I moved to Austin, and I was just in a really weird headspace, and I kind of stopped it for, I don't know, like 10 months. So I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going. But that was back in 2014. So, and then orientation came out and all that stuff. See if I can get my hands going here tonight. To draw some hands. So I'm doing keyframing right now. Keyframes are like the main frame, and I'm going slow because it's a lot of decision making. I'm sitting here like doing very minor drawing, and it's a lot of me like trying to decide if it's doing what I want it to do, and what do I want to do. Move his hands up. No. Or I want to go like here. We go. I can do clasped hands. I don't draw clasped hands very often. That could be interesting. Clasped hands could be interesting. I never draw clasped hands. That's like a hard thing to draw. Super hard thing to draw. You can draw it from that side. That's going to be crazy. How do I even want to do that? Oh, maybe not clasped. Maybe like this. What does that look like if I do that? I could do that, right? That's an interesting shape. Let's see if I want to do that. Yeah. Thumb would be up there. I could do that. Yep. That could be the way to go. And then the other hand is kind of the way that I already had it. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. So this is kind of an extreme close-up drawing that I'm doing. It's going to be interesting. I can turn my paper around here and kind of show you what I'm doing. So basically, the process of this is figuring out what your keyframe, what your key poses are going to be, and then just kind of determine all of the in-between poses, and then in between that, you do all your in-betweening, and that's like all the drawings that get you from A to B, and then from B to C, and then from C to D. So, I'm not sure if any of that just made sense. I'm gonna be restructuring my. I think I've been thinking a lot about this recently, but restructuring my tiers on Patreon to adjust them for I guess the project I'm working on right now. But what I would appreciate from y'all at home is if you could tell me, if you end up going and checking out Patreon and you look at what I have there, if you see something that's like missing, like you wish there was something that, like maybe an exclusive live draw or something that I do for my patrons that I don't do anywhere else. Typically what's been happening is I've been giving early access or I'll explain, I'll announce things on Patreon before I announce them on social media, or sometimes I'll give early access to videos and things. But it's always best if I have some feedback and people can tell me what it is that they're hoping I'll provide as a service like that. It's kind of hard for me to know what anyone's going to really want. I'll turn this drawing around here in just a second. I'm just making a couple tweaks. Right now I'm drawing teeth. The actual thing I'm drawing right now is new guy saying the word here, but he's holding it out because when Dan recorded the line, I can't remember if I asked him to do this or if he just took it upon himself to do it. When he says "here we go," he follows it up with I think I wrote it in the script as a long here, like a bunch of E's. So it's like, here we go. And so I need a drawing that'll say E from here. Here we go. That's what I'm drawing tonight. It's the he. But something I've learned is if like it's important to definitely exaggerate things, but I also think that there's like an over exaggeration. You can exaggerate things too much, and then it just looks like you're overacting, and not in a good way. So it's like finding that blend between dramatic and then like you're just being a ham. And I think there's a time for being a ham, and I think there's a time for not being a ham. And this is somewhere in between that. This is what I'm working on tonight. This is the pose that I'm working on. He's going to be in this pose. That's going to be his here. This is here. This is the E of here. 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 I'm just amusing myself. All right, so just to give you another, for those of you that maybe just are tuning in right now or missed part of this video or just joining me, this was the pose I'm starting with tonight. This is my starting pose, and then this is going to be the pose he's going to be going into. There's the here. It's kind of like, it's like almost like a prayerful thing. Thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that. So he's got his hands down, and then he brings his hands up and says, here. I love that his arms look exactly like you were holding yours. Good job. Thank you. I mean, that's how I do this stuff. I'm just like, people ask about reference and things like that, and I'm just using myself as reference. There are times when I will like look up somebody running or something that's a little more complicated like that, and I'll get reference of somebody doing a more complicated action. But typically, I try to use myself for reference. I'm just looking at my hands again. See, get these like digit separators in there. But see, I don't. Sometimes when I do the hands, I don't always make everything super detailed. Sometimes I make them kind of like shapes. And so I may end up doing that here. I may not do like individual finger definition on this one. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to think about that one. I kind of like it if it's not defined. There's something kind of fun about that when it's just like a shape, kind of turn into like boxing gloves or like little oven mitts. It's kind of a fun thing. All right, so I'm gonna grab a new page, and now I'm gonna do kind of a halfway point in between image of those two images, and you really can't see that here. I was gonna like show you that, but it's not really gonna work. But just trust me. That's what I'm gonna do. I hope the music tonight is good. I know it's not maybe something that's recognizable, but I also don't want to get my video flagged because that's annoying. And I get all these emails, and they're like, please stop doing that. And then I'm like, okay. So this in between panel I'm doing, or painting or frame, whatever you want to say, that I'm doing right now, he's gonna open his eyes. His eyes are gonna get real big as they're gonna get big for like a second, and then they're gonna squint. So he's gonna like here. His eyes are gonna get big, and then he's gonna go back and go into a complete squint. That's my plan. So it's gonna be interesting. See if I can pull this off. It's a it's always kind of like this question that I sort of find myself always asking when I'm doing something like this now is how urgent do I want to treat this? And by that I mean, like, do I want to draw in a way that is something that um, it's very familiar to me, and so I will uh, I can maybe breeze through it, or do I want to try to challenge myself and draw something I've never drawn before and make something look more visually interesting? And that's what I'm trying to do with this project. I'm trying to um, basically push myself in every scene and get myself to draw things that I haven't drawn, which is going to make this project incredibly challenging. But I think it'll be more rewarding to watch. And that includes me watching it, because that's kind of an important thing. When you're making something like this, um, you end up watching the same sequence over again and over again and over again. Like, just you just keep playing it, looking for things to fix or things to, yeah. So it's got to be entertaining for me too. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to be motivated to work on it. So I usually start with facial features. So this is, if you're curious how I start, a lot of times I'll start with just like that stuff. That's kind of where it started. So, and then if I can get like a face or eyes and mouth that I feel like really does the job, then it just becomes about like filling in the rest, and that's not quite as daunting once you have the main pieces. think that's the closing credits music, if I remember correctly. Yep, it is. It's really short. It's only like 40 minutes. It's a very short piece. I may end up playing through the music again. Maybe not all the way through, but I may restart the music again just because it's short, and I wouldn't mind hearing it again. I'm gonna have to figure out something though every time I do one of these live draws, because I don't know if you guys want to hear me play the same 40 minutes of music every time. I'm not even sure I would want to do that. You end up getting some very weird in-between frames a lot of times when you're doing like something like this. You end up, like, if you pull a random in-between frame, they might look super weird because it's trying to blend from one to the other. So sometimes you get some really funny faces, and that's what this one's going to be. This one's going to be a pretty funny face. Hi, TJ. Thanks for tuning in. Mr. Phil. I don't know. You don't need to call me Mr. Phil. So, for those of you that have clicked on the like button, I thank you for that. If you're looking for ways to support me other than Patreon, if you head over to YouTube and you like this video as it's playing on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. That helps a lot. Commenting helps, so I appreciate comments. But, if you want to buy me a coffee, which in my world is actually more like help me pay the bills, I would say head over to Patreon. Helps me keep the lights on. The light that I'm lighting my board with. Kind of have to keep track of like every little item, every eyebrow, every little line. You got to kind of keep track of where it's going to go on the next frame. So that ends up being a real interesting challenge, is like asking myself, like, what are these lines doing now? Now that I moved his face in this direction, what are they doing? So now that I'm doing this in between, I have to decide, well, where are his hands? Are his hands going to be... See, that's the thing that makes this kind of tricky. But I want to restart the music real quick, just because. All right, so here's my in between. May not look very different, but that's going to happen in between the first drawing and this drawing. There we go. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you. So now I'm going to do an in-between. I'm going to take off the initial drawing. This is the one I started with. I'm going to take that one down. And now I'm going to do an in-between of these two drawings. Yeah, that kind of works. You can kind of see that. So there's the two drawings overlapping. I'm going to do what happens in between there. Thank you, Elam. Here's one of those funny face moments. Hi, Rachel. Music is from a computer animated film from 1990, which was really early for computer animation, called The Mind's Eye. And it was something that I grew up being inspired by. So I just thought I'd put on some music that inspired me at a young age to go into animation. And also music that I don't think will flag anything on YouTube. So, fingers crossed. was a direct-to-video film, so I kind of think like it's probably not going to have any real recognition on YouTube. I mean, I definitely don't own the Mind's Eye, that's for sure. It's definitely not my music or my film. Well, okay. Oh, I've never heard of it. Fun. Thanks for sharing the backstory. Yeah, you're welcome. It's very good. You can find it for free on YouTube. Just search The Mind's Eye and then put like 1990 in the search, and it'll come up. I mean, it's like safe for kids if you wanted to put it on as a thing to watch in the background. It's very it's just basically interesting music, and art that sort of tries to match the music. Well, I've got my in-betweens, and it's been about an hour, and I think I'm going to go have a snack or something. But here's the in-between I just finished, or just sketched out rather loosely. So, here you go. All of that tonight is to go into him saying the word here, but he's going to say it like here, like that. So hopefully that works. I'll have to scan my drawings in next and find out if they work. And then I want to give a little shout out to a friend of mine, Melissa Greathouse, sent me a birthday gift, and in the box she sent me some Wiley Wallaby Australian style licorice. And those of you that know me know that that is my favorite licorice. It's also one of my favorite candies in general. They did not pay me to do this endorsement, but I'm going to just endorse Wiley Wallaby. It's super soft and chewy, very delicious. The blasted berry is wonderful. You can find some of their licorice at Target, but the majority of their stuff is on their website, so you'll have to special order it. And special shout out also to another friend of mine who's in the chat tonight, Samantha Roby, who also sent me a birthday gift. And in the box, one of the things that I thought was worth mentioning tonight was she got me a couple of bottles, because I guess Arby's started selling their sauces in stores. And so she sent me a bottle of Arby's sauce and horsey sauce, and I adore both of those very much. So thank you to both Samantha and Melissa. That is not all they sent me. It wasn't just candy and sauces, but the candy and sauces are noteworthy, especially. So I'm just going to wrap up here. And the goal right now is to do this at least every Friday. I may do it more often. We'll see. For right now, it's just every Friday. Just to kind of wrap up the evening, thanks for joining me tonight. Please subscribe to me on YouTube. It's free. It just takes a moment to do it, and it helps out a lot. Like this video on YouTube and or on Twitch if you can. And of course, as you can see, I've got this little link here for Patreon. If I had like half the people that follow me on Facebook tossing me $1 every month on Patreon, it would make a world of difference. So if you can find it in your budget to do that, and if you enjoy hanging out with me, and if this hour of your time was worth $1, you can put in for $1 a month on Patreon, and you can always go up from there if you want, but it'll unlock some perks, and it'll help me out. So I appreciate that very much. Thanks to everyone who's a patron. And Samantha says, thanks for being born so that we could send you stuff. You're welcome. That was a key factor in me being born. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I genuinely appreciate you. I'll be back here next Friday, maybe sooner. If I don't do it sooner, have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I have a birthday I will be celebrating on Monday. Surgeons keep Whoa, that is not what I wanted to have happen at all. Holy cow. All right, that was crazy. Skip ad. Okay. So anyway, yeah, Memorial Day is Monday. It also happens to be my birthday. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may delay my birthday festivities this year for a different week, just because the timing isn't super convenient right now. and I'd rather do something versus nothing. So if I have to move it back, then I will move it back. But in the meantime, thanks for everybody for joining me, for the birthday wishes, for the likes and comments and your interactive behaviors here on this live stream video. Have a wonderful weekend. See you at the very least, hopefully, Friday of next week.